Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nocta and this is Welcome to the Dark Place. So, we will try to get back somewhere here, at least connect the rails, and we are starting here this time. I decided to try to connect from this side and we will see if we succeed or not. I think that's how the train track went, but I don't remember exactly. Let's see. North. The track reaches for north and south. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So far so good. I feel a hot wind blowing from the north. 1. To the north is a blazing forest fire. I cannot press onward. The track leads into the fire and smoke where I can barely see it make a turn to the west. Okay, so this is the burning forest here. 1. To the north is a blazing forest fire. I cannot press onward. I see a train track to the west. I see remnants of a burned down house deep in the fire. I cannot press onward. 1, 2. To the east there are no trees as far as eyes can see. To the northwest is a blazing forest fire. The wall of the fire reaches all the way to the dead. The dead dry rocks of dusk and stretches on north for miles. 1. Every tree is on fire. 1, 2. There is a big fancy billboard between the burning trees to the west. Welcome to Dagger! Oh, so that's Dagger. 1, 2. There is a lady with a baby stroller in the distance. Watch. The lady looks around left and right suspiciously. Standing on a long slope that leads down into the Dagger forest, the stroller pointed westward. Keep watching. The lady catches sight of me, but she pretends not to notice. She keeps walking the stroller north, and somehow I lose sight of her. 1, 2, 3. One. To the east I see a sleek building. There is a shiny faceless building here with the sharp corners like a big aluminum rectangle lying on its side. There are no windows, but there is some fancy landscaping which stands out like a mirage. I walk around the corner around some trimmed bushes. There is a big steel sign in the ground here with the words Dagger Clinic. We won't go in. Okay, I feel like I miscalculated something because these don't really add up. Oh well, as long as it's kinda working, then I think it should be fine. Hopefully it kinda works. One, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, I'm only 3 away from the tracks. So I guess I miscalculated here. I'm gonna assume that this is how it is. There, the clinic. Good enough. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I wanna make the tracks here. because it really helps to see the tracks, I believe, on the big picture. There. I see an unfinished fence between the flames running east and west. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is a white cottage here which faces the fire. I spot a man sitting on a lawn chair on the porch. Come closer. The man notices me. His face is rigid and his head is balding. Hey, what are you doing here? He says jovially with a smile, so his eyebrows are lowered as if stuck that way. Answer? I'm wondering, I say. Well, why don't you come and come take in the view, the man says. Okay. I step up onto the porch and under the awning, but it's as if the sun was right next to us. Why don't you rest your legs, he says. Let's see. I step onto the porch and sit in the empty chair beside him. It's hot out here. Oh, why don't we step inside? There's plenty if you're thirsty, the man says. He groans as he gets out of his chair and goes to the door. Follow him. I'm gonna be murdered again. The door creaks open. I follow him inside. To my right is a round table and a few chairs, bathed in red firelight from the big window. You want anything? The man says, walking across from the table to the kitchen. Milk, please. Gotcha, he says. Why don't you have a seat? I sit at the round table. Look around. The room feels claustrophobic, like I'm in a dollhouse. To the left of the kitchen, I see a toy train track set on the floor. The man sets a glass in front of me. Chloe, he says, looking down the hall. Let's drink. I take a drink, it tastes cheap. Wait. Chloe, the man says over his shoulder as he takes a seat on the other side of the table. A long-haired woman steps out from a door down the hallway, wearing a black coat. She hovers to the table and sits down across from me. She doesn't look at me or say a word. Are you worried about the fire? The man steps up to the window and pulls it open. Hot wind rushes in and blows the woman's hair into her face. You mean Dagger? Oh no, there's lots to enjoy, like the air. It's quite tropical, and we got the best view in the world. Isn't it dangerous? Oh, Dagger's no danger if you're already on the right side of it. I've been here a long time. Heard all kinds of screams. Heck, one time someone almost made it to our doorstep. I had to shovel away his charred mess. That's why I think they should lay a fence down. People go into Dagger? Oh no, of course not. They fell right out of that cloud, just like I'm sure you did when you got here. But we are a little lucky, aren't we? All Dagger's here to show us that. That cloud goes over Dagger. Oh yeah, he says, closing his eyes and shaking his head with a smile. I've seen men, women, boys, girls. They all drop down into Dagger the same. I don't take pride in it, but that's just the way it is. But we just can't have them getting out and spreading it. Need that fence. Why don't you fight the fire? Are you charging me with something? What's with these questions? No, I'm just asking. The dark place has enough souls already, and I have seen fates worse than a drop into the fire. In fact, I'm getting a little tired already. You are not the first one dropping in and questioning my way of life. Listen. Like I have some damned responsibility. He scoffs, adjusts his seat, and looks out the window again. It would really be better if the whole dark place were alight. Why don't you catch the train out of here? Okay. I stand up from my seat. I need to get going, I say. The bald man stares with a placid smile and narrowed eyes. The woman is gone. I don't know when she left. Go to the front door. Happy travels, says the man. Open the door. I reach for the door, but it swings open in front of me. A white clean light floods in and forces my eyes to shut. I hear waves. Let the eyes adjust. I stand frozen at the doorway with my eyes unable to open. I hear water. There smells crisp. Open. Through the front door of the cabin is a narrow beach. To the right, tall blades of grass shoot up among watery pits in the sand. To the left is the ocean. Over the water I see birds flying up and down with white feathers and black wings. Look back. The cottage is empty and dark. Go back to the table. I walk back to the table, but it's almost too dark to see. My glass of milk is still here. The old man and woman are gone. Look at the window. It's pitch dark outside. Go down the hall. I walk down the hall with my hands on the walls. Ahead of me, I hear something knock shut. Keep going. I take several more steps down the hallway, my hands brushing over picture frames. Ahead of me, something unlatches, then knocks shut again twice. Keep going. Who's in my house? Says a raspy voice. Step forward. It's the long-haired old woman. She's wearing a black sundress. It looks like it's been scorched from the bottom, revealing a miniature wooden doorway on her stomach. She pulls it open and shuts it with a loud clack. Dead. She opens her door again. Flames burst out from her this time, burning me. She shuts it again. I hear crying, but I can't see her face. Run. I stumble back. She opens her doorway and the flames burst out again. Holding her door open, the woman reaches her other hand inside the flames and pulls it out on the fire. She reaches a finger up to the picture hung on the wall and sets it alight. Why? There's no one home, she whispers. Run. Flames erupt to the kitchen behind me. I try to run through, but fire explodes up through the floorboards and tiles. The cottage fills with fire. The pain is unthinkable, and I can't see. I black out, but then the pain doesn't stop and the fire keeps raging on. Okay, that was extremely weird. We need to check out that house again. I wonder about the witch. Maybe that's the way out of this place. For all we know. We will see. Okay, we are back at the house. Let's come closer again. And swear. Agree. I'm gonna sit with him again. Let's follow him. Let's keep going with the milk. It did not poison me, so I'm gonna drink it again. Yes, like that. Yeah, talking about the girl. Yeah, asking about people going into Dagger. Okay. Can't you hose them down? Oh, believe me, I'm working on getting my hose working. But until then, I think I will be the one laying down that fence, be really wanting that peace of mind. Yeah, let's ruin everything again. I'm just asking. Please don't murder me. Yes, front door open. Adjusting eyes. Yeah, there's the ocean. Go outside. I step through the doorway onto the rough sand. The door shuts behind me. Move forward. The sky is cloudy. The tide moves in as I walk forward. There's a pair of short brown boots in the sand, as if someone invisible was standing there looking at me. But they are still connected by a tag, as if they were just both. Look at the water. Naked bodies are washing up on the shore, everywhere. I see them floating out as far as the horizon, all face down. The tide reaches out and flows the boots away, leaving deep prints in the sand that fills up with water. Then I see a match falling in the distance. Watch. Fire spreads across the surface of the sea as if it were gasoline. The fire reaches the beach and stops at a giant wall. I fall back and crawl away from the heat and destruction. Sit and watch. I stand against the heat and watch the wall of fire. Run. I get up and run, stumbling over the sand pits. Ahead is a rock wall maybe 12 feet tall, but there's a wooden stairway rising up to the left. Climb. I run up the old sandy stairs. At the top there's an oak forest and a concrete walkway. Run into the forest. I feel a hot wind blowing from the north. What the hell just happened? White cottage. To the north is a blazing forest fire. I cannot press onward. Through the flames I see a train track running east and west. Am I back? Okay, let's test this. So where the hell was I? I was 13 steps to the west from the trail. From the tracks. I know that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Yeah, okay, so I just came back here. Best. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love how big the forest fire is. I don't need to check this whole area this way. Love that. To the north is a blazing forest fire, and the big sign facing me that reads "Welcome to Dagger." A wide, well-kept asphalt road runs straight past the sign and into the fire. Branches and leaves have made a bridge for the fire and burn across it so I can go further. 1, 2, 3. Okay. To the north is a blazing forest fire, yeah? 1, 2. The train track running north and south. To the east is a blazing forest fire, so the smoke I see track, yeah? Big mossy towers, yeah. Fuck, I did not count. I'm stupid. Okay, I am here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Welcome to Dagger Forest. Behind it a long row of blackened signs with the fire, but the fire had already claimed. 1, 2. All around here, sparse acacia trees pop out of the rocky ground and bloom outward. But to the east, the trees are all on fire. Through the smoke, I see a train track running north and south. Standing out against the burning tree line to the east, I make out the shape of a tall, narrow house and pointy roof, all perfectly white. Come closer. I cross over here and get a better view of the house. It's shot in harsh light from the fire behind. It faces out towards the prairie and wheat fields across the river to the northwest. It looks like a house a child drew. I mean, I guess I'm gonna signify the house this way. Come to the front. The house is close ahead now, and I get a better look at the details. There are black lines streaking across it all over. Some curving and some swirling, some disappearing into the square windows to the left and right of the door. Go to the door. The house is surrounded by muddy grass. There are no steps leading to the front door, and it's a little short. It looks crumpled and distorted along with the walls, as if they have taken a rain image. It's all the same white color. Listen. Knock. I knock on the door. I notice instantly how the wide door bends in like a tarp. It's paper. The whole house is paper. I just notice the doorbell, which is drawn onto the wall beside the door in a big black marker. Press. I press my finger into the fake doorbell. The whole wall pushes in around my finger. Press again. My finger pokes through it. I pull my finger out. It tore a hole in the wall. Look inside. I put my eye up to the hole. The house is dim, but from outside the red firelight softly fades in through the paper walls and ceiling and coats everything in a murky red. I see a hallway. Nearby the hole there is a headstand and a doorway leading right and farther down the doorway left. Hello? Open. I trip and tear through the closed door with a loud rip, landing on my hands. Get up. I get up. A hallway leads into the house from the front door. The floor is paper, and so are the walls. There are two doorways, the nearest on the right. The black lines stretch down the hall across the wall, ceiling, and floor. Beside me there's an ornate headstand made of paper like an origami sculpture. Go down the hall. I track the thick paper floor of the hallway. Through the doorway on my right I see a quaint kitchen full of black lines. Red light shines through the single window above the counters. Then I notice a small brown dog with a red collar staring at me wide-eyed in the corner, is shaking. Good boy? The dog screams and zips across the paper kitchen, leaping up in the sink. and its flailing it tears the whole sink and counter down to shreds, ending up on the floor again in a pile of ripped paper upside down. Calm down! It kicks off the wall and slams into the opposite corner of the kitchen, ripping a hole into another room. Step into the kitchen. I have to duck under the doorway, and the counters feel just a little too low for my height. There's a fridge, a torn up sink, and a dog bowl on the floor, all made of white paper. The dog left a hole in the wall. Open the fridge. The fridge actually opens as I pull it carefully. There are white boxes and jugs, all intricately folded. There's nothing in them, so look around. Paper kitchen. Look at the dog bowl. Rodney is scribbled on the dog bowl in black marker. Look through the hole. I crouch down and peek through the hole in the wall. Inside is a room even more dimly lit. I think I can see a bed. Let's leave the kitchen. I step out of the kitchen and down the hall further, making my way to the left doorway. There are frames on the wall with pictures of stick figures, all drawn in the same black marker as the white lines that shoot across the floor and ceiling, which never meet up. Look through the next doorway. Through the door I see a boy with a bowl cut and white shirt and blue jeans, sitting on a low couch behind the coffee table with his back straight. His hand resting on his legs. He doesn't seem to notice me, peering through the wall beside me with a blank stare. Hello? The kid's gaze slowly turns to me, with his mouth hanging open. Where are your parents? Dad's at work. Look around the room. I step into the room. There's a big white paper box on a paper table, and I think it's supposed to be a TV set. Across the room are two big rectangles on the wall. I think it's a sliding glass door to the backyard, but of course I can't see through it. What are you doing here? Bored, he says. Want to play something? What? Rock, paper, scissors, he says, breathing through his mouth. He puts up his hands. Okay. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. Paper. Shoot! The kid flattens his hand out. Ah, dang! Draw. Again. Rock, paper, scissors. Paper. Scissors. Ah, dang, you win. Again. I win! He kicks his feet up against the coffee table and the couch crinkles under him. Again! No thanks. Oh, the kid gets up and walks around me to the wall beside the TV. He opens a door that I didn't see before, since it was the same color as everything else. Wanna see my toys? Why is your house paper? Don't know, he says. He walks in through the door. Follow him. I follow him into the tiny paper bedroom. He walks beside the bed to a big box on the floor and he lifts up the top. The dog jumps out of the box, knocking him over backwards. He screams at me, backs up, then backflips through the wall, ripping another hole leading outside. He gets up and runs to the hole torn in the wall. Rodney, come back! He turns back to me, his face blank. He returns to the toy box and pulls out two origami pieces in hands, a paper fork and a paper cat. He pokes the paper fork into the paper cat. The fork crumbles. Eat, he mumbles. Run away, cat, run away! And he lowers the toys down slowly and leans back against the bed. It crinkles behind him. His eyes half lidded as he stares across the room. Try to play with him. The kid crawls up onto the paper bed and pulls up a thin sheet of paper over himself, rolling over and facing the wall. Look around the room. In one corner of the room, the kid lies in bed. Across from him is a dresser and what I can only guess is a mirror on top. There's a little chair in the other corner. Look at the mirror. It's paper. I can't see myself in it. Closer. I notice a tab sticking out from the side of the frame, a tiny slip of paper. Pull. The tab continues to pull out as I step back. The mirror unfolds along with the dresser, the corner roll pulling out and uncreasing, until it's a big flat sheet. Then the floor starts to unfold in zigzags, layer by layer, starting to at where the dresser was, revealing the dirt under the house. The kid jumps up and stares. Oops, sorry. He goes to the wall by the bed, grabs the seam at the bottom and pulls it up. Sunlight shines under the wall as it lifts up and unfolds. Keep pulling out the floor. I back up under the open wall and out behind the house as I keep pulling. Soon the corner separates the bedroom floor and the wall has unfolded. And the giant sheet of paper ripples over our heads, catching the wind. The kid laughs. Keep pulling. One wall of the bedroom has been unfolded out. I keep tugging and this whole side of the house pulls out. I can peer into it like a dollhouse now. The kid runs around with the other side of it. Look at the unfolded paper. Unfolded, the black lines which zipped around the whole house are now making part of a circle with swirls and waves within it. Keep unfolding. We pull back the next side of the house. The roof unfolds along with it. We unfold the kitchen, then working through the hallway and the living room. Finally, we take apart the last corner. The house is just a giant square sheet of paper. We stretch out the creases until it's perfect. The kid stands on the flat paper, stares down at what used to be the house. Look at it. The one in black marker on the center of the giant page, a big round inflatable pool stands, sloshing and spilling over on one side. A ladder leads up into it. Did you draw that? The kid shrugs. He walks onto the center of the paper, standing within the lines of the pool. He puts his hands up as if he's wading in water up to his shoulders, closes his eyes and smiles. Marco! Polo! The kid has some imagination playing on a flat drawing of a pool. I walk towards him and the paper crinkles under me. And there's a gust of wind. A big burning branch zips past his head and lands beside me. The paper lights. From the fire out, I try to stomp it out. The wind changes direction and the burning branch leaves flick off in pieces and spreads across the paper. The leg of my pants catches and I work to put myself out. Yell at the kid. The fire spreads. I yell at the kid to stop and come here. Marco, he says again, stepping away from me with his hands up. Polo! I put my hands around my mouth and call out. Echo Polo. He turns towards me and starts walking, wading toward me with his eyes still shut, his hands out. I need to get him off the paper before he gets trapped in the fire. Then another voice calls out, a little girl's voice. Polo! He turns around and walks the other direction towards flames. Marco, he says again. Called him again. Children's voices call out all around him, like ghosts outside the edge of the pool, voices in the fire. Polo! He smiles, turning all around in circles and lunges forward, trying to catch one of them. The paper burns up all around the pool, leaving him on an oasis. Polo! Polo! Marco, he calls. Polo, the ghosts call. They lead him in circles, he's cheating. From out here I can barely see his figure rippling in the heat. I can barely hear him in the monument of fire. I'm hopeless to reach him. Marco, he calls. Watch. Marco, he calls again. Marco? The voices are silent now. The brightness sweeps over him. I thought he would be on fire now, but he's just standing still as a black silhouette in the flames. Behind him, another figure rises up. He's taller, not a child. He perks up, swings around and grabs it. You are it? It ruffles his hair, then gently takes his hand and walks him away towards where it came from. As they move away from me, their shapes appear into the fire. Run around to the other side? I run all the way around the burning paper, but I don't see them. I stumble around the trees looking for them between the burning forest and the paper fire. The hot air is making me lightheaded. The smoke is overwhelming. I stumble away into the woods. The brown dog with the red collar zips past me, racing away from the fire and out towards the prairie northwest. Anyway, that was all for this episode. Thanks for watching, and next time we'll follow the dog. We need to figure out where it goes. This was very interesting once again. I love this game. Bye.